Okay, so again, we're in Alushinyrra, down in the flesh something flesh market. What do I call it? I don't know, flesh markets or something like that. Sounds about right. Does she sell anything? I don't think she does. Eyes of the translucent Merilith carefully observe her surroundings. It seems this is not merely an image, but a projection of the creature's consciousness, while her physical body is located somewhere far from here. Next to the Merilith fidgets a shriveled mandragora, which utters an occasional displeased shriek. I visited from another plane. I am Ramisa, also known as Sloth Skin, and I am no simple vendor, but a true artist of the slave trade. My warehouse currently stands empty, but we can always arrange for a custom order. What would you like to acquire? Perhaps your enemy's son or daughter? Bound by magic and powerless in the face of anything you might wish to do to them? An attractive person who once dared reject you? The little brat who bullied you as a child? Alushinyrra is the city where all your dreams come true. She licks her lips, especially if they are dirty, bloody, and sweet dreams of possession or revenge. Our slave trade, so what I see standing here is just your projection. Certainly, it's not safe to appear in the flesh markets in person, especially for someone like me. You see, before I switched to this line of work, I was a humble gardener. I used to grow mandragoras. She pats her ugly pet on the head. It's a well-known fact that mandragoras grow if you water an ordinary weed with demon blood, or if you plant it on a demon's corpse. The allies, lovers, and masters of those I turned into fertilizer are still searching for me. Thus, I conduct my business remotely. In the same way, when I have slaves to sell, I first show their projections, and only after they're sold do I deliver them to the buyer. Artist of the slave trade. Stuff. What happens if I try to kill you? I'm leaving. We're not here to start a fight at the moment. We're here to buy stuff. Specifically, gear. Jaws of the Jackal. That was just laying there? Grant profane vigor effect and +2 bonus natural armor to all evil creatures summoned by the wearer of these gauntlets. If the wearer summons a demon, grants greater profane vigor, blah blah blah. We don't summon anything though. We don't really summon demons. This. Thin vendor is swathed in a loose black robe. He is not a demon, but it is impossible to determine his race. His expressionless and hairless face is covered in tattoos and looks as if it was made of wax. His eyes are motionless. As you approach, the black figure almost doubles over as he swoops into a low bow. The vendor moves with a supernatural delicacy and grace impossible for a human. He extends his arms, also covered in tattoos, toward you. The ink on his palms comes to life and form the words, "Greetings, I am Kribis, vendor of magical lunatics." The voice of the hand sounds contemplative. I can sense shadows, evil shadows that once served their old master, blah blah blah, whom I fought valiantly but had not the strength to defeat. Beware this one, champion, for he is linked to powers both formidable and cunning. Something inside you awakens and casts a fiery glance at the slaver. You can see the darkness curling under the thin layer of his skin, or rather a shadow resembling darkness, a demon woven of shadows. What kind of slaves do you? I don't care about that. Show me your stuff. No. Let's do this stuff first. Slaver gives you another low bow. One of his eyes suddenly rolls out of its eye socket. With a neat, gentle movement, Kribis touches the eyeball and it returns to its normal place, and then he points to his wares. Okay, so meta magic stuff. Tasmal guide. Allows us wearer to cast illusion skill spells as if they were 3 levels higher. That's a good thing for Nenio, isn't it? Unholy Shepherd. In this ring with the sign of Baphomet, you can summon 2 CR-14 half-fiendish minotaurs 3 times per day, and they will fight for your side for 10 minutes. However, if you die while wearing this ring, they are summoned to, but now as enemies. Boots of Arcane Persistence. Cast the same spell for the 4th time during the day. This next spell becomes Quicken. Oh, that's right, these boots. Imminent Demise. This is all going to be all my money. Attack of Opportunity. Plus Fortune saving throw will be knocked down. The ring also grants +2 confidence bonus on attack and damage rolls with 2-handed weapons. The World of Malice. Most AC, most armor attacks. Doesn't help get rocket. Already got one of those. All kinds of wands. Finger Freezer. We're never going to use that. 2 more Wormhammer. We're never going to use that one either. Scimitar. Yeah. Forget what glaive rocket's actually using. Nightmare Volcano, never use that one. Never use Battle Axe. So still owe 20 grand if we do it this way. Wow, we're actually making them some decent money back. Oh, we don't want to do that yet. Fireball 3 spells 3 times per day as an 8th level wizard. Oh, I thought we were... So Nenio, you're using Course After the Worm Age, so +2 DC if all saving throws against spells that were cast. It also grants a wither +4 bonus cast to level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Comes with okay. So give that boots to her. And the staff. Oh, she's supposed to be using this too. 3 levels higher. It looks better. She's carrying around too much stuff. Have to work on those muscles a little bit. One of the secrets now is your summon creatures gain the effects of Greater Long Strider and Good Hope spells. She's not really summoning anything. I'm gonna wait a little bit, but Veronica can summon stuff. Yeah. No, only. Where'd that book go? Looks like on Paradox 1. See if they're bangs. Was it this one? No. What's the name of that book? That's not either. Is that it? Book of Dreams, yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, so what do we have now to play around with? Nothing special there. Rock is heavily encumbered. Cheapy fine. How much money do we have? So, sold a bunch of stuff. Didn't spend as much money as we thought we were going to. Oh, ring protection 3. How long have we had that? Okay. So, who am I supposed to be talking to down here? Actually, no, we're still looking for the beggars. Oh, something right there. Curse. What's Curse doing here? Tough-looking demon with a rough, cruel face and the hands of a seasoned warrior greets you with a grin. Looking to buy slaves? Me, I'm just an old ship. Just sold you off the shipment I captured during the last raid. I'm Curse, captain of the Bloody Bitch. Who are you? Stuff. So he's just another captain. Pirate overheard someone at a tavern saying that all pirates are crazy scoundrels and merciless thugs. Now I understand why. They fly between islands on airships. Can you imagine that? They fly in the sky. Can't even look at it without shuddering, and they live up there. They're completely deranged. Do you know what's her face? That nutjob? Ha, her entire crew must be wimps and weaklings if they haven't slit such a leader's throat or fed her to the Ishiar's beasts yet. You can't help notice that despite Curse's dramatic bravado, a spark of fear gleams in his eyes. Tell me more about being a pirate. Exactly no, blah blah stuff. You have wings of your own waiting in a flying ship. So many ships have you plundered. Tell me a thrilling tale. You mentioned Suzu quite answered you worship him. Yeah. Oh, show saved. Well. Junk the slave trader. A grotesquely fat demon speaks to a demoness standing in front of him, his voice irritated yet slightly sycophantic. If you want to get these sweet asmars for the 10,000 delights, cough up 50,000. Just look at how delicious they are. These girls haven't yet been whipped. Your clients will be clamoring for them, and after they become too worn out, they'll make a magnificent stew. Herax. Oh, we know Herax. You played your little games with the insolent bitch Shimaro, but that won't work on me. Ever since I took over her turf, customers have been lining up. I can do quite well even without these asmars of yours, if I must. So I'm going to give you 30,000, and you're going to accept and say, "Thank you, most esteemed Herax, for giving me my pathetic attempt to play you for a fool." Asmar slaves standing nearby try to avoid looking at the angry demoness. Even in their miserable position, they retain the mark of inner purity and nobility inherent to their kind. Puffing himself up, the fat demon answers abruptly and angrily, 50,000. For these delightful, innocent creatures your shabby and worn-out demonesses can't hope to compete with, that is my final offer. May Lamashtu swallow you, you ugly bucket of lard. The disgusting fleshy demon greets you with a wave, his arm encased in a roll with the roll of fat. Allow me to present my living wares, the finest household slaves to serve you and entertain your body and spirit. And they can satiate even the most exquisite cravings. Demon accompanies his last claim with the voluptuous lip-smacking, looking pleased. What are you arguing with that demoness? She wanted to buy my beautiful Asmar concubines for her palace of pleasures, 10,000 delights. Unfortunately, her common sense and good taste couldn't compete with her greed. She offered me a paltry price next to nothing. Instead of gratefully paying the full sum for these slaves, offering 30,000 for a group of innocent, pure Asmars, shipped here with the utmost care. No one has laid a single finger on them. No one has taken a single bite out of them. It's simply outrageous. Show me what we have to sell. Let's feast your eyes on the most exquisite pleasure slaves, raised in comfort and luxury at your service. They are well trained, neat, docile, and stand ready to become ideal servants to your manor. All of them are young and healthy, in a perfect state of ripeness, and even burst into sickening cackling and whispers to you confidently. Of course, we have made sure that their tender flesh meets the expectations of even the most demanding gourmet. They have no inkling of what awaits them, so you need not worry about their fears spoiling the meat, making it tough and bitter. Beautiful, athletic, and well-groomed young men and women of different races smile sweetly at you. Their cheerful looks aren't marred by the slightest hint of intelligence. These slaves remind you of happy and well-fed sheep grazing in the pasture. The slaver's eyes widen and he starts to speak, nearly hyperventilating. Just recently, one of my slave hunting crews returned, bringing me a most beautiful gift, a group of young, fresh, pure Aasimar girls, full of mouth-watering innocence. All of them are beauties in their prime. Caught with the
Gimpy,
utmost care.
Are you getting in the hot tub?
No, I'm not.
It is going to make you sweat.
What the hell? I didn't say anything close to that. Oh well. Okay, Chimera will take an interest in them, I wager. Because of her origin, she loves having fun with with Aasimars. There are countless ways one can use such a valuable acquisition. Though, if you ask me, the smartest way is to treat yourself to a medium rare fillet with rich, meaty gravy. Aasimar women look pale and scared, but even in captivity, they manage to retain their dignity and refuse to let humans savor their fear. As Yunk continues his nauseating commentary, they raise their chains higher and do their best to maintain cold, detached expressions. Hey, Mystic, welcome back. Don't you get it? You're going to be eaten. Who are you? I'm Yunk, slave trader. Blah stuff. My experience, however, has shown me that the raising and training pleasure slaves from an early age is much more profitable and much less risky business stuff.
Hello everyone. My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also follow Gimpy over on Twitter at GimpyNe. He tweets out there when he goes live and will more than likely follow you back. Thank you for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so that's all I own. The largest and most respectable slave farm, where I breed representatives of various races from different planes. Though I haven't entirely given up the rating. His deceptively slow movements and soft folds of flesh fail to hide the powerful muscles beneath. This demon could likely lift a wagon with 2 horses by himself. Buy your Aasimar slaves. Oh, I see you're a connoisseur. I'd like to warn you that these little birds will cost you a pretty penny. Their price scared off the madam of the 10,000 lights, but for Chimera, to whom I intended to sell these fresh Aasimar beauties, 50,000 is spare change. I am willing to sell them to you for the same price. If we do not intervene, these women will be doomed by the celestial blood that flows in their veins. There is nothing more tantalizing for a demon than fouling, abusing, and destroying any being with ties to the upper planes. We have no right to stand by and leave these unfortunates to a terrible fate of torture and death. And Mrs. Gimpy needs to talk to me. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Your third playthrough to the secret ending. Well, that's probably the most fun I've had in the game so far. This is my third playthrough too as a demon. Destroying and being other clients. We have no right to stand by. No deal. If you don't buy them, you'll regret it. They would have given you such pleasure. I'm sure Chimera will send for them very soon. How about we just kill you? In fact, creature lifts his legs slightly and stomps, making the ground shake. Then the demon starts moving in a surprisingly nimble and flexible manner. His fat folds moving fluidly in ripples of skin and flesh. A trainer's work is never done. I'll make a fine slave out of you. Have you done the secret ending? I don't know. Which one's the I don't know if I did or not. Which one is a secret ending? There's so many secrets in the game. Which one is the secret ending? You've seen the ending, so you know your status with everything. Secret ending is convincing her the experiment is a success. And taking it to the next level where nobody has to die. Oh, yeah, I think I did that in the last run. I think as a gold dragon, I think I did that. Where we didn't kill her off. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, but no. You want to spoil anything? Well... There's another way. A greater way. Well, nobody died. She didn't die. I didn't die. I don't think anybody died. I mean, and all it doesn't really matter to me anyway, so... If I found the secret ending, I found it, and again, I wasn't intentionally trying to find it. So, if I found it, it was more by accident. You do it right, you can actually ascend. Very complicated. I'm sure it is, so I'm pretty sure, so I probably didn't. And again, doesn't matter. It's just another ending. Okay, let's kill this fat guy. We're doing some buffing, or debuffing. Bob. Oh, that's right, Gimpy's not riding the wolf because he can't as a demon. Get him, Lou. Gimpy, oh, can you rage? Flames of the Abyss, blind attack, blind caster levels, some more damage or stuff. Corium. Charge. No? Can't charge? Can't we teleport? Nenio. Let's drop a haste. I'll hit everybody that way, right? Oh, Trey's supposed to be a frightful aspect. Although, does she have the extended stuff? She does. No, maybe not. She meant that's not an indication, actually. Oh, let's see if this works on him. Phantasmal Killer. The persistent kind, so he's got double the chances to fail. And of course he made it because he's got a 27 modifier, so difficulty is only 25. Bummer. It's fondly to convince her that you actually do have her child's traits and soul. Sounds like too much work. The very first choice of the game. Which one was that one? See, I don't read up on this stuff, so I honestly don't know what the secret ending, how do you get to the secret ending or anything, because it's too much effort. It's too much effort to know all that stuff. Shoot the crossbow or take the spell and run. Oh, I think I shot the crossbow. I think I shoot the crossbow every time. Then because it's shooting his crossbow. Why would you do anything else? Okay, Mickey. Sing a song. Rage.
Come on, you pansy. Get back in there and fight.
First verse. It's a little bit of damage. Veronica. See if we can get rid of some buffs on him, maybe. You understand what Midnight Bolts are for? Noctica's plan with them. They are for killing demons. But I don't... And Noctica's plan with them is to... I don't remember. Well, don't they produce the Nahindrian crystals? Is that that was the point of them? Because you kill the demon, it produces Nahindrian crystals. Spells, mage armor. Spells haste, work. Spells displacement, and mage armor. Yeah, they make a demon lord bleeding. So specifically demon lords. I know I said demons, but I know it's demon lords. But you don't see those too often, right? And send us extra crystals. There are many opportunities to obtain fresh crystals in the game, especially in the demon run. Ah. Touch of Chaos, critical hit. Oh, that's not going to hurt some... Well, didn't seem to do anything there, did it? Critical hit confirmed. Didn't do anything. Nimbus. Causing other things where one round later, the light bursts. Oh. The creature caught within this area must succeed, or say be dazed. You suck, demon boy. Rocket. Go get him.
Do not hold back.
Get him, Rocket. Yourself and your party, or all three of yourself and your party, based on how many crystals you can manage to obtain by the end of going for this in the ending. Yeah, too much effort. Honestly, too much effort. Bob. Get him, Bob. Bismuth, get in there. Okay, Wendy, start shooting.
No match for me.
So close, Lou. Gimpy. 7 swings, we can look at that. Sorry, 7 attacks. See? Butts. Physical flow 2, angular natural armor 2. Oh, click resistance 3. Look, I think we freed the slaves. Okay, huddled together and wiping the demonic blood off their faces and clothes, the slaves stare at you in terror. Did you kill Daddy Dunk? You won't hurt us, will you? Take us to your palace. We'll obey you. We'll serve you very well. Get to the Nexus. You're free. You're free. I'm going to get you to the Nexus and take you somewhere normal. It's my camp. You'll serve me there. You'll serve me there. Going to accustomed callers. It's time for you to free. It's time to free you from them. Attack them. No, we're taking them as. No. It's my camp. You'll serve me there. Hurrah! A new palace. It's somewhere high in the mountains. I wonder. Are there many guards? How is the food? Is there a pool where we can swim in tortoise milk? Tortoise milk? Why would you want to do that? These poor souls, raised by demons like cattle for the slaughter. You have broken their golden chains. At first they will hate the harsh world you have delivered them into, but only because they are so naive. I, however, celebrate your compassion. Apparently he missed the part where we said they're going to serve us. Asmars no longer look broken. Hope has brought the pale glow of heavenly fire to their eyes. One of the women clutches a hairpin that is, by some miracle, went unnoticed by the guards. Resembling a gleaming stiletto, it ends in a rather vicious-looking point. With their expressions alone, the slaves send a clear message. Don't dare come near us. We stand ready to defend ourselves. Help us, kind sir. We know you are no stranger to compassion and mercy. Your aura warms our hearts like the sun of a beloved Galarian. With the predatory gleam, Wendwag's eyes rove over the beautiful Aasimar. So, we bought them, and we freed them. I wonder what reward we will get for rescuing them. The freed slaves cower under the huntress's possessive gaze. What is this aura that you sense? We don't know. We just sense it. We are no sorceresses. We are guided by our senses alone, but as soon as you appeared, we were touched by bright, clean energies, and we knew you for a friend. We heard about something like this. A horrible demon, our master called him the Echo, wanted to buy us and use us to find a stranger from Galarian, a stranger who is surrounded by a benevolent light wherever he goes. They failed to agree on a price, so the terrible demon left, spitting curses. What a relief. He was worse than anyone else we've seen here. Perhaps these poor wretched souls sense my presence. The blood of heaven runs through their veins, and our kinship reveals itself. But what dire news they bring. The Echo of Discari, an avatar, our sworn enemy, does not cease his attempts to get to me. Explain how to get to that. It's safe there. Yes. All this good stuff. As my women look at you, their expressions piercing. You see a mixture of gratitude and awe in their eyes. Thank you, stranger. We did not expect any help in this terrible place. We will not forget it. You did a noble thing when you did it, not abandon the weak in their hour of need. You have my deepest respect. Yeah. It's an evil, and she apparently tried to kill me almost as soon as she ascended. Tried to get the name for herself, dying instantly. Graybar in that game, I had been very professional with him, but never opened up personally with him, so he refused to ascend. It wasn't in his contract. Well, that's a mistake on his end, isn't it? Still looking for beggars. There's nothing here, is there? Shadow Demon didn't follow us. Okay, back down we go. I missed that loot over there. Book. So many books on nature of the divine. Yeah. Slave, commoner, slave trader. Yeah. Of the world. How did that get up there?
A success worthy of
Oh,
praise.
one of the largest slave markets in the abyss since the opening of the world when it has been flooded with the captives from Galarian. Where are we? So here's the flesh markets. Okay. Yeah, we have been up there. So where are the beggars supposed to be hanging out over here? We're looking for. Thought they were up here. Slave. Council of Folks. Been here. That's the flesh markets over there. Where does that go again? I forget. One kill both the Scaria and Baphomet. The realms merge into one of your own making. Nice. It's a demon thing though, right? Like down as a demon, right?
A failure is just a step to a success.
Of course it was. I don't think I've ever succeeded in those anyway, so don't worry about it. Oh, that Verk. This guy. I beg you, kind sir, give me a moment of your time. A thin Asmar, good breeding apparent in every line of his aristocratic face, addresses you. Greetings and welcome to this dismal place. My name is Latberg, and I ask for your help. I beg you, show mercy, not toward me, but toward these young and innocent maidens. They are my wards, and they were unfortunate enough to be abducted by demons. Sarenrae herself bestowed a revelation upon me, which prompted me to settle here and aid my brethren doomed to a dark and cruel fate. But my strength is all but gone, I swear it. I need assistance now more than ever. Dredge cemetery. An index. Uses his brain as a repository of knowledge, gave him the insane voice. Okay. Asmar women drift out of the house, standing like silent shadows behind Latberg. The faces of many of the women are covered in scars, and their gazes are cold, as if numbed by suffering and despair. How may I be assistance? Freed and enslaved Asmars has become my trade, you see. These women are former captives whom I saved from the monster's clutches, and I protect them to the best of my ability. But I've heard a new shipment of slaves is about to arrive in the flesh market, and there is nothing I can do to break their shackles. Please do it in my stead. Instead, buy their freedom and send the women here. I can see that you are a traveler of means. A single act of kindness should not inconvenience you excessively, but will forever be indebted to your compassionate soul. Such a kind, generous soul is a true rarity in the Abyss. We ought to help him, champion, not just to save the poor slave woman, but to also strengthen his faith in the righteousness of the path that he has chosen. How do these Asmar women end up in the Abyss? Hunger for new slaves, blah blah stuff. Why don't you buy them yourself? Man sighs and throws up his hands. Alas, I simply cannot afford such an expense. My meager income is spent on buying the freedom of these poor souls. When demons see an Asmar customer, they raise their price and conspire to keep them from purchasing anyone. In their eyes, the glee of thwarting me is worth the lost profit. I like to bring the Asmar women here because I want to eat them. Or do other things to them. I decided the Asmar captives would be safer at my camp. He appears doubtful. I am infinitely grateful that you freed those unfortunates, but you should have sent them to me. They survived a terrible shock, perhaps even abuse. They need a kinsman's care, someone who can understand them, listen to them, and try to heal the scars left by their ordeal. I fear that eking out a mere existence in an army camp surrounded by gruff-armed soldiers will only reopen their wounds. Incubus Butcher. So, the demons examine you. The gaze is both avaricious and imperious. The leader, a misshapen demon whose facial features exhibit not even a passing acquaintance with symmetry, issues a commanding bark. Shut up, everyone, and get out on the ground. On your stomachs. Turn out your pockets. Perhaps we will settle for taking your gold and spare your lives. But you, my sweet morsel, will be leaving with us in pieces. The demon grants malevolently at Latberg. The Gouger. Behind a chatty demon, a huge Vakia stares sleepily at his feet. A large cloudy crystal sticks out of his chest. Several smaller crystals have broken through his skin in several places, like small saplings bursting forth from the earth's embrace. A slimy fringe of thick and red saliva hangs from the monster's slack jaw. He gives a surprised snort, then grunts shyly at you. The demon shifts his attention to you, and his jaw drops. And you are... Oh, no. We know you. You and Yaz had a delightful stroll around the city, and they say Nocti, though. In an instant, the demon's cockiness is replaced by the timidness of a young prankster caught scribbling profanities on a temple wall. Who are you? And the demon's voice fails, turning into a high-pitched wheeze. We're nobody, really. Why did you come here? Demon's shifty eyes focus on Latberg. We got paid for this Asmar's free. For your Asmar friend here. He made a certain someone so angry that they put a bounty on his pretty little head, they did. Who's the brute tagging along with you? This? Oh, this here's our gouger. We found him in the sewers below Alushinyrra, barely breathing. We were going to cut his throat, but he's so addled. He's tame enough and mighty strong. Someone must have scrambled his brains real hard. Now, everybody knows not to screw with us or wake up gouger. And then they're done for. Dean glances at the Slovakia with mingled pride and wariness. You're not assassins, you're just common rabble. Demon gives a shallow nod. Yep, rabble, that's us, but we really want to be real assassins. We respect Master Yaz, we respect him deeply, and we respect you too. And since we're such good friends with Master Yaz, could you put in a good word for us? You could say there's a gang that really wants to join his guild, and then we'll tell you everything. It was Red Mask who sent us after this freak, your friend. She put a bounty on his head. Who sent you? We don't know her name. Everybody calls her Red Mask because that's what she always wears. We have no idea who or what she is beneath the mask. She sits in the bad luck all day, guzzling booze like there's no tomorrow. Who is this Red Mask? Damned if I know. Some kind of a woman, definitely not a demon. She's one of yours, and an outsider, but she's got an edge to her, and her mask is scary as anything. I'll talk to Yaz about you. The demon's grin is wide, his face looks like it's about to split in two. You will? That's just great. We'll owe you for that. And we never forget our debts, I swear. Get lost, I'm not going to bother killing you. Sorry for troubling you, sir. It won't happen again. The demon scurries away from you, casting frightened glances over his shoulder. Latford folds his hands in a gesture of prayer, wailing in utter despair. I beg you, please protect me. Unless she is stopped, Red Mask will get to me, and even worse, to my wards. I do not fear death, but these girls must not know hurt again. I cannot put an end to Red Mask's depravity, but you can. I appeal to your mercy. Find her and stop her once and for all. Who is she? I haven't the slightest idea. No doubt some villain displeased by my attempts to save her kin from slavery. Perhaps a dark soul that revels in crime and the suffering it brings. I have never met this creature before. I'll deal with her. Okay, you have a generous and courageous heart. I will be praying for your success. Meanwhile, I'm going to take everything in here that I find, because you know you're a jerk. We're just playing along.
Aren't your legs getting stiff?
Nope.
You haven't moved in quite a while. Stretch, damn it, you ignorant meatbag.
Okay. Slave, commoner. Still looking for the beggars. I don't think they're over here, though. Here were the outer dreams. This is... Oh, this is what's her face's place, isn't it? Chimera's. Oh, maybe I don't want to go in there. I'll be back. Bad luck. Oh, that's where we got to go talk to her. The Red Mask. Then I can teleport right back if we want. Still gotta find those stupid beggars. Burglar skills. Burglars? We're no burglars. So, Red Mask, that's you over. Where is she sitting? She's back in this corner, isn't she? There she is. The woman in the red mask grimly examines a clouded glass and it is equally clouded contents. She doesn't seem to notice you, but when the silence drags on, she grinds out, "Get lost, I'm not looking for drinking companions." Why do you need send assassins after Latberg? The woman smiles bitterly and removes her mask, revealing the unmistakable features of an Aasimar. But what was once surely a beautiful face has been disfigured and by terrible scars. Someone must have flayed her, carving away entire portions of her skin. That wretch deserves the worst death imaginable. When the demons abducted and enslaved me, Latberg bought me and my fellow captives. I thought myself saved, but I was wrong. The worst was yet to come. The things he did to us, I cannot describe them. He destroyed our bodies and our souls. His sick mind is full of filthy, perverse desires, and he acted them out on us. It was a miracle I managed to escape. I could have left the abyss, but it feels as if Latberg has sown the seeds of his madness in my soul. I refuse to spread his sickness to other places, happier places. Let this evil perish here in the abyss, utterly and without trace. Han's voice trembles with barely concealed anger. She does not lie. Her heart aches with the desire for retribution. Latberg is a liar and a traitor, and he must answer for his misdeeds. Champion, we must go back and see that he faces justice for his crimes. Why is he doing this? Because he's a madman. A blood-soaked lunatic draped in the raiment of a holy savior. A psychopath, a filthy deviant whose sick desires can only be sated by the suffering of his victims. What happened to you after you escaped? I have walked the path of vengeance since then. Callistria, patron goddess of all who have been wronged, has shown me. I must dedicate myself to this path. I am the retribution that stalks villains in the night, paints the darkness red, and makes the streets ring with their pitiful screams as they end their miserable lives. I will help you. It is sacred. I will help you settle the score. Touching story, I'm going to kill you. We'll go chaotic. Then go to his home and repay the man for his many sins. I will be waiting for you here. I will fall upon the deviant, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anne's voice is pensive and sorrowful. I weep for her. I see how open and pure her heart once was, a shining beacon of kindness and mercy. But the pain and torments that befell her made her cruel. Anger burns within her, and she no longer knows what is good and what is not. I cannot and will not judge her. I mourn the innocence that has been lost. Familiar face. This halfling with his horribly burned face and crimson, whiteless eyes looks strangely familiar. After a moment's recollection, you remember his feature. This is the sobbing man who stumbled into a nest of Vescavers and lost his sight as a result. Luckily for him, you arrived for me. That guy. Who are you? Halfling scans you suspiciously with his terrifying red eyes. He speaks in a silken voice, while his hand carefully hides under his clothes, where undoubtedly a weapon is hidden. The name's Sam Crow, and just who are you? Don't recognize me? I saved you from the Vescavars. For a few seconds, the halfling is silent, stunned, and then exclaims in excitement. From one eerie eye, a single bloody tear appears, one of sheer emotion, perhaps. I thought your voice was familiar, but for the life of me, I just couldn't remember where I'd heard it. So it was you. What a surprise, what a joy. I thought I was a goner, and then you grabbed me by my skivvies and snatched me up out of the claws of death. Never had the chance to repay you. When it came to, I looked around and there were crusaders everywhere. My first thought was that they'd got me. They'd caught up to me, those pious dogs. I hadn't noticed that I was unbound and unguarded until later when I took off running. I wasn't right in the head, you see. I had a nasty fever and I didn't even get the chance to meet my savior. But not this time. I'm not going anywhere. Here, take it. This is for old Sam Crow, the scoundrel, who still lives and breathes instead of lying dead in that blasted canyon. What's wrong with your eyes? I thought I healed you. Oh, Ashmaker. Let's see what that is in a second. The Vescavers left some crap behind, some kind of acidic slime, or maybe those wretches laid their eggs, I don't know. Whatever it was, on the 7th day my left eye went dim, and on the 9th some sort of shadow spawned in my right one. It kept wriggling in there. A healer in the battle bliss cut out my old eyes and sewed these in instead. Now I can see in pitch darkness and tell differences in temperature and do a bunch of other stuff. A master of his craft, that healer was. Ruthless, though. Are you scared of the Crusaders? Blah blah stuff. Why work for the demons? All for wizardly knowledge. I've always been curious about the faults, so I met a guy who let me read a whole bunch of banned books, blah blah blah. So I chose my side. What are you doing in the abyss? It gives you a sly smile, which looks rather creepy with the red eyes. Same thing you are, hiding. You're one of us Baphomet agents too, right? Why else would you hole up in this dump with me instead of fighting on Galarian? I have a keen eye, and I can spot a fellow cultist from a mile away. Grinned smugly, clearly proud of his own insight. You thought you'd be safe in the abyss? You thought wrong. And you end up in the crevice. Well, it's klutzy stuff. Maybe we'll kill him later.
Come
Take
on,
care now. Remember, this
you
is no Galarian. Things are
Get
rougher
back
here.
in there and fight.
So, Ashmaker, the quarterstaff. Let's do bonus stack rolls into catch levels for all. Oh, that's not helping me much. Not really helping there. Still gotta find those beggars. Commoner. Why it's so cold here? I want to go home to the plane of fire without any flames around. I feel so cranky. I want to kill someone. But there's flames right there. Perhaps I'll kill you and bathe in your hot blood. It'll warm me up. Question mark? Well, if you don't know.
Hello everyone. My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen.
Nice roll, Bob.
That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thanks. Happy Tuesday.
I got this.
Good job, Mickey. Get him, Rocket.
Strike as one.
Oh, there's one more in there. Get him, Gimpy. Don't worry about it. Ow. Okay, Gimpy should not be tanking. Oh. Oh, look at Mr. Angel saving our ass. I didn't know he did that. I've never had him do that for me before. Bismuth. Sounded like I got tripped. Huh.
Damn you! Attack!
salamanders. Wasting my time. Can get there, okay. So again, beggars. There's some gold. Okay, the eyes of the beggars watch you closely. Serve some coin. Do you know where I can find? No. Who among you wishes to earn some gold? Whoever takes me to Zerfon will be richly rewarded. Close to the crowd of beggars. Does anyone know Zephorian? Perception 37. Maybe. Some of the beggars seem to prick up their ears at your words. Noticing that you are looking directly at them, they reluctantly stand. You definitely managed to draw the vagrants' attention, but they do not appear to be in a hurry to share any useful information with you. Trying to figure out who's in charge. Oh, look, 38.
Come on, you pansy. Get back in there and fight.
It isn't difficult to figure out who is in charge of this rabble. He treats the others with stern arrogance and keeps his eyes on you. The others cast worried glances at him as if waiting for others. The beggar leader ignores their looks and fiddles with the expensive ring, likely stolen on his finger. The leader of the beggars realizes you have figured him out, but he continues to examine you with a different look. His tightly pressed lips indicate he will not simply give you the information you seek. For the leader of the beggars, would you be so kind to tell me where I can find the foreign esteemed leader of these last poor souls? Let's see. Oh, fail. Holds your gaze for a long moment, then scoffs and turns away. Tell me where he is immediately, or I'll kill you. Hey, look, it succeeded. The demon's stone countenance continues to radiate contemptuous indifference, but his widened eyes indicate that your threats made an impact. The demon speaks in a deliberate, harsh tone to compensate for his loss of face. No one would lay a hand on the beggars of Alushinyrra. Fate has already ruined us, shattering our lives in the most capricious ways. Anyone who dares to hurt us casts doubt on the ingenuity and maliciousness of fate. You're trying to commit a blasphemous act, and I cannot allow it. The beggar leader picks at his ear with his knobby, dirty-nailed finger, then says, "A filthy pile of garbage once named Zephorian begs at the entrance to the battle bliss, the gladiator arena. And that's where you'll find him." Dum dum. Let's see what's the fastest way to get back there. I guess it doesn't really matter. Almost there. This is the one we're looking for. The vagrant is repulsive even by the standards of the abyss. His lumpy, scarred face makes you think he was put through a meat grinder, then shaped back into a semblance of his former body and let to live out his life. His tall and once impressive figure has been shattered. His arms are covered in the protruding lumps of unset bones that were left to heal improperly. Beggars clad in many layers of dirty, smelly rags, onto which hundreds of keys are sewn. From tiny toy box keys to a giant cast iron key that bows the demon's neck, bows the demon's neck almost to the ground. So, you're looking for a Zerofian. He's long dead, but that doesn't seem to be stopping you. Well, so what do you want with a dead man? Zephorian, the master of lies and trickery. I remember fighting him. What do you know about the hindering crystals? That's a tale told in Alushinyrra, a tale about crystals that grant immense power. But what exactly are they, and where do they draw their power? No one seems to know. I've seen something like it in only once before. I found the first crystals on the Isle of Asglar, and it seemed useless to me. It contained a great deal of power, but it was of no use whatsoever. I meant to give it to my patron, as he would have found a way to use it, but I never had a chance. Some feeble mortal mage managed to steal the crystal from me. He locked himself in a tower, examined the crystal, studied it, and managed to find some use for it. But he was under Nocticula's protection, so I never tried to hunt him down. He grins unpleasantly. I bet you're thinking, I'm just going to tell you the name you seek, and then you can rush off to have a chat with that mage. Not a chance. The mage wasn't a demon. He was a mortal who served Nocticula's arcane needs back in the day. Kicked the bucket long ago. All that's left of him is the tower in the upper city, locked and protected by magic. Many have tried to get inside in the hope of stealing something of value, but their remains rotted long ago. No use talking about them now. But you're curious now. But you're curious now. You'd like to have a poke around in that tower, wouldn't you? Perhaps you could find something of use in there, yes? Zephorian digs out one of the keys out of his rags and hands it carefully to you. When I ruled Alushinyrra, I made sure I had a key for every hideout and tucked away nook in the city. You never know when they might come in handy. This one unlocks the tower, but be careful, it's filled with traps. Licking his terrible, sore-covered lips, the incubus meets your eyes, his expression beseeching. Give me a key, just like that. Giving his suddenly dry lips another lick, the incubus throws you a pitiful look. Yeah, I could have refused to help you, or not warned you about the traps so that you'd get killed in the tower, but I played fair with you, so now you'll play fair with me. Could you put in a good word for me for the next time you speak with Nocticula? I made a mistake when I betrayed her and got involved with her brother. But I've learned my lesson. The one she replaced me with is plotting and conspiring as much as I ever did. Perhaps Nocticula will take me back into her good graces. I would repay her with my loyalty, true loyalty. The last word takes a lot of effort, as if the incubus were forcing it out of his throat. With a desperate glance at you, the demon starts to babble incoherently. Please, put in a good word for me. I did help you, honestly. Put in a good word, would you? The Isle of Asglar, where is that? Yes, Asglar, a wild place, an island in Ishiar, deserted. No one really cared about it. I had a secluded lair there from when I kept all sorts of nasty tricks for Nocticula. Anyone who'd found my den could have made a tidy profit. But not so long ago, the island sank unexpectedly. No point in trying to look for it anymore. Why are these crystals called Nahindrian? Who knows? It's a whim of fashion. The thing is, they're not actually Nahindrian at all. Nahindri was a demon lord, the master of treasures, dungeons, and shiny trinkets. If he'd had crystals such as these, I really doubt Nocticula would have been able to kill him all these centuries ago. Back then, they were just called purple crystals. I thank you for your honesty. Satisfied belch, the incubus answers, This miserable beggar has nothing to hide. Share your knowledge with me. Ask whatever you want. What did you do to fall so low? What do you think evolutionary today? Stuff. He fought for the wrong side. That's what happened to him. You've fallen so low. I wonder if anyone will notice that you're dead. Doesn't even have evil attached to that. Why would I kill him for nothing? Enjoy your work. Walk around the Alushinyrra. Sure, why not? Speaking of, we need to get into... We haven't visited Battle Bliss yet. Jacob, handsome young man with the tussle black hair. Oh, master of stitches, artist of the scalpel, and genius of the surgical profession. Tell me, is your heart free? The young man has a gloved puppet on his hand, a dragon made of rags and with buttons for eyes. He raises it up and begins to ventriloquize loudly. His voice is surprisingly deep. Also, do you have an hour of free time tonight? How about a romantic dinner? Careful, he decides that. Are you trying to flirt with him? Watch in silence. No, I would not say that my heart is free. Right now it contains 3 copper rods, 200 grams of enchanted quicksilver, and a fair dose of lamia liver extract. He pauses and gives the young man a praising glance. But I could give you an hour or 2 of my time for something other than dinner. Has anyone ever told you that you have beautiful smooth skin? I happen to be in need of some. The young man deftly steps aside to avoid the demon's outstretched claws. He jots something down in his notebook. Done. Excellent source material. Now I'll go have a drink or 2 in the tavern and get to work. Oh, I guess we're supposed to talk to him. Fearless flirt. Look, it's loot. By one of the gladiators, do you need a healer? You can because you want I want to become more powerful. Created how many animals were killed to make you. Your mutations are extremely attractive. Your body radiates strength. He reaches out a hand toward Wenduag. Wenduag's voice is soft, almost sultry pure. Touch me and I'll tear your hands off with my teeth. So please, go ahead. Give me a reason. Do wonderful work. Creatures you carve out with your scalpel warm Lamashtu's heart. I have the greatest respect for the mother of monsters, but her methods are too slow for me. I don't have time to wait while the altered offspring is born and grows up. I could use that time to stitch together 100 such monsters, send them to the arena, collect the remaining body parts, and attach the best of them to hundreds more fighters. Can you make me stronger? Hilo looks at you eagerly. You hear the shrill screech of metal against metal as he rubs his steel claws together excitedly. Ah, for 30,000 gold, I'll stitch you up into something better, much more better. She bites her lip in thought. You just have to kill a demon and stitch pieces of the corpse onto your body? That's all it takes to get the power of a demon? I never thought that obtaining power could be so simple. Mr. Mad Scientist, sir, let me offer myself up as a subject for your experimentation. Feel free to carve me up and stitch me back together as you see fit. Demon sizes Nenio up and nods approvingly. You'll do nicely. The price is still the same, 30,000 gold, but we'll talk about that later. I saved before I did this, right? I think I did. We'll find out. He lights his eyes up in sinister enthusiasm. He looks at you over carefully and then exclaims eagerly, "This will be magnificent. A brilliant operation, a splendid surgery. Oh, just wait until I cut you up and stitch you back together. You'll be the masterpiece." Healer gives you a mad, sinister grin. You are wise to put your trust in a real artist. Now it's time for you to scream. Just don't be too loud. It can be distracting when I'm trying to work. Sparks fly and you hear the screech of metal against metal as he rubs his steel claws together in anticipation. Healer gives you a map. Okay, so, yeah. There's a mind, double poison. Where do they put this? It's a demonic form. Demon Graft. +2 natural armor enhancement bonus to armor class, +2 inherent bonus to checks made to overcome spell resistance, concentration checks, DC attack damage rolls. Bonus checks made to overcome. See attack damage rolls and all saving throws. However, whenever your hit point falls below 20%, you enter a frenzy and attack the nearest creature until you die or combat ends. Spell resistance, concentration check. I'll need to overcome. +2 to hit. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. A stern but tired-looking tiefling observes you politely. His clothes look expensive but tasteful. He's carrying a large bag, and every once in a while it moves and twitches as something is inside. Welcome to the Battle Bliss Arena. My name is Zeklex. I'm the arena steward. Emergleth is the master of the arena, but I help him manage its affairs. You look like you're new here. Did you come to spectate the fights or to participate in them? He's open on his face. After all these demons, he looks strangely normal. Tiefling looks you up and down with the calm professionalism of a person doing an unpleasant job with diligence. You strike me as an unusual fighter. You positively reek of Galarian. All its green forest with plants that don't eat or try to eat you, and where you land isn't soaked in poison. Many demons think anyone living in such a mild environment must be soft, but I know how wrong they are. You should step into the arena only to dispel some preconceptions and gain some fame. Emergleth? I remember a demon called Emergleth. He was a vile, cunning murderer. He had a way with words that was just as deadly as his skill in battle. There's a rustling sound from within the tiefling's bag, and the imp peeks out his head to look at you. He has large drooping ears and stares at you with huge unblinking eyes. Then, as if suddenly shy, he darts back into the bag and vanishes from sight. I want you to know my name. I want you to arrange a match for me against your strongest gladiator. Blah blah blah. If you kill Trilligon, you have to defeat the current champion, Gelderfang, blah 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 stuff. Killing others to entertain spectators, these creatures of the abyss sow death and destruction in such a careless, casual manner. But it's extremely difficult to join the league. Stuff. If you can prove yourself in battle, I will be able to find you a match against a more reputable opponent. The tiefling's disrespect evokes something within you. The dark, gruesome beast begins to stir, reaches into your mind, and roars out a single demand. I want his blood. The arena steward does not seem to realize his mistake. He looks at you calmly, unaware of the storm that is brewing within your soul. Unleash your rage against the insolent steward. The steward must have recognized something in your eyes, because his expression changes swiftly. The quick-witted tiefling falls to his knees before you can unleash your anger against him. He clutches his bag protectively, causing a loud squeal from within, and lowers his eyes to the floor as he hastily apologizes. I beg your pardon. I didn't know who you were. This will never happen again. I humbly beg for your forgiveness and promise you to do everything within my power to arrange your fight with Gelderfang.
Hey Gimpy, have you hydrated lately?
No.
If not, you really should.
I know. There, that should help. Unfortunately, Emergleth will never agree. Once he realizes how strong you are, he'll never risk his champion against you in a fight. Tiefling cautiously gets to his feet. He watches you warily to make sure you won't immediately execute him on the spot. Then he bows his head respectively. But I can help. Help me overthrow Emergleth, and you can have the champion's head. He lowers his voice conspiratorially. I want to overthrow Irma and take over the Battle Bliss. Irma is terrible at his job, and he's standing in the way of my ambitions. There's no denying that he is a genius. No one can get the crowds excited like he can, but his management of the arena could not be worse. The fights have turned into a bloody circus. The opponents are never evenly matched, and the crowds are losing interest. And the passion of the audience is fading away. I want to change all of that. But killing Irma won't be easy. He's protected by Gelderfang, the current champion. Stuff. After all, I fight with a champion, but I'll offer you a deal. You help me, and I'll help you. I'll arrange a fight between you and the champion. I won't be able to make it happen right away, of course, but I'll make sure, blah, blah, blah. Stuff. Do we have a deal? Yes. Excellent. I need a strong ally. After we topple Irma, I'll have control over the Battle Bliss, and you'll have the glory you seek. I'm ready. You're in luck. For the past couple of days, Emery has been obsessed with recruiting new talent. He wants to introduce a promising new fighter into the arena. Blah. Slay over your opponents. Stuff. Are they still going to cost, what is it, who are we fighting? Fighter is nobody from nowhere, but if he survives, you'll all worship the ground he walks on. That's Irma. Oh, these guys. Today we have the dubious honor of welcoming to the arena Gimpy, Demonslayer of Galarian. Let's see what moniker he earns for himself if he lives that long. And who will stand against him? Well, they may be small, but they are far from harmless. If you underestimate them, they'll bite your family jewels off. An outsized amount of spite wrapped up in a tiny, ugly package. It's Smug's wild gang of misfits, or whatever they are. I'll bite your nose off, you Galarian scum. I am the wild and terrible Smugsbug. Tremble before me. We'll soon know which of these two titans will emerge victorious. Fighters, commence battle. Methods, sorry. Methods. Oh, we're not even on our stuff.
I will not falter.
Keep your count. Right, his wolf.
I will not falter.
Methods don't like lightning, right?
Time for debates.
Ah, that was a waste. Mickey plays a song. Bismuth charging. Bismuth killing. Wendu. Or sorry, not Wendu. Nenio. Rocket. All the way over here. And start swinging.
We shall overcome.
Oh, the miss? Wonderful. Gimpy. Now try Gimpy doesn't have his attack. Or can't ride his wolf as long as this is floating around. I can't cast spells. Oh, never mind. This even form just doesn't work. And Lou's not happy. Bob's not happy either, probably. Wow, look at Bob kill stuff. That's right, when you kill stuff, they do extra damage around them.
For me.
Oh, the critical hit, which triggers the outflank.
Are you still here?
So. Did we win? Yes? No? Hey, who knows? Maybe someday he'll get a chance to fight against a member of the Hindering League once they start accepting methods into their ranks. So we missed something there. He started talking before the words were on the screen. Pesky little methods. And we gotta go kill time and get Gimpy out of this demon form.
I have managed.
Acorn pie. Sounds yummy. Your assistant select to be called. Not being I'd like to change my title. Is this your idea of a joke? Are you trying to humiliate me? Why did you put me up against such a ridiculous opponent? The conversation is interrupted by an eccentric-looking demon with suspicious bright eyes. Judging from the slur of his words, he's under the influence of some kind of mind-altering substance. Ah, look at that. That's the Slayer. Train hard, boy, and maybe someday you'll be strong enough to fight a real Dretch. Zeklik frowns in irritation. With astonishing speed, he produces a dagger from his sleeve and cuts the demon's throat in one swift, clean movement. The demon gurgles, staring at the tiefling in surprise. He slowly sinks to the floor beneath the contemptuous gaze of his killer. Tiefling cleans his blade with what is quite possibly the only handkerchief in the abyss. His face is pale and he looks slightly sick as he glances at the corpse. What a brute, he mutters quietly to himself. Then he turns to you. Please, listen to me, before you draw your weapon. This was an outrage, yes, but it wasn't my idea. This was done on Irma's orders. He came up with a brilliant idea to match you up against a Mephit. He thought the crowds would find it funny. I couldn't stop him, but I assure you, this will never happen again. Quick as a flash, he produces a gold coin from his bag and places it in her hand. Here, this is for you. From now on, you can freely use the transportation arch that is located near the Battle Bliss. This is one of the privileges afforded to the arena's gladiators. He lowers his voice and says, placatingly, "Please don't confront him yet. I promise you will. I promise you will have a chance to make that scumbag pay for what he's done to you. Demand a proper fight." Closes the bag hastily to prevent the imp's agitated efforts to escape. And I promise that I will arrange a proper fight for you. But first, I need you to do me a favor. The Flare twins are merely a stepping stone on your path to Gelderfang. It is your fight with him that worries me. But I have thought of something that might help you in your encounter with the champion. However, for my idea to work, I need you to go to the flesh markets and buy a group of gladiator slaves. Now, when I say slaves, I don't mean seasoned veterans. I mean an assortment of rabble and riffraff. This is important because my spy will need to infiltrate their ranks without drawing attention. So I need to buy these gladiators at the flesh markets. Is there anything else I should know? Oh look, very well. We'll buy some slaves. Hey Bella, welcome back. Boss fight.
Tubby, did you hear that? There is a boss fight starting. I heard the squirrel is looking for you.
Excellent. You do this favor to me, you can count on my gratitude in return. I'm like being called Slayer. I want to change my title. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. The crowd loves it, and that's all that matters to Irma. You'll remain the Slayer for as long as the audience finds it amusing. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go buy some slaves. What else am I working on? All kinds of stuff now. Although I really do need to go kill some time and get rid of this demon form. Art of Dreams, Mercy Stuff, Nexus. Oh, we gotta go talk to people. Cammy wants to talk to us. She hasn't wanted to talk to us in a while. Ice tub, gonna make you shiver. Ew. Ever been in an ice tub? I have. It's not pleasant. Windwag. A muffled, rage-filled groan emerges from Windwag's lips. She is shaking like a hound catching the scent of its prey. Tears, black like tar, gather in the corners of her eyes. Meet your gaze, Windowag frowns and struggles for her self-control. I can feel him, Master. Savamelech is here in Alushinyrra, and his poison is seething in my blood. Good job, Bada, beating up on a spider with 3 light PPCs. Oh, we're supposed to be doing the... bingo stuff. Just a second. For those that are still doing bingo. We started at the beginning of the stream and I totally forgot about it again. Anyway, what is it? Spider with 3 light PPCs. So if you're doing the bingo thing, Spider 3 light PPCs is number 16 on your card. If anybody's doing that. Okay. What do you feel? The area around Windowag's eyes is smudged with black tears. Rage. Blood is pounding in my ears, and I hear whispers calling me to fight. I feel a desire to rip out someone's throat, claw at someone's face, gouge out their eyes. I want to fight. And the smell, oh, that sweet smell. The poison I tried once before. I want more. You are about it? Okay. How do we find it? With an excited chuckle, the huntress says, I will tell you if I sense he is near. I was the best hunter in my tribe, after all. And while finding one demon in a city full of demons is a difficult task, I can do it. We'll track him down and kill him. Yes, and take his blood. It will make my tribesfolk as strong as the demons, and then no one will stop us. She draws an audible breath as if trying to pick up the scent of a dangerous prey. Cammy, my friend, it has been so long since we last spent time together, wouldn't you agree? We haven't even gone for a stroll. I have missed your company. Her eyes have an unnatural sheen to them, and her shallow breath emerges from her throat in a feverish staccato. Are you all right? Yes? No? Her wet lips... she wets her lips and harshly exhales. I am quite well, but there's a way to improve my well-being 100-fold. Right, hint taken. Where do you want to go together? Take you on missions with me. Is that enough? To be honest, I'm burning with desire to spend... No. Where do you want to go together? I'm pleased you understand me. No one understands me better than you. She bares her teeth in a predatory smile. I would like to suggest a little adventure. Take me to the brothel. Great idea. I was going to ask you to go with me. Really? Well then, don't hold back next time. I want to know everything about your deepest, darkest desires. Cammy fixes you with a curious look. Alushinyrra is a city of new possibilities. It would be remiss of us not to enjoy its offerings to its fullest. My request is not as simple as it may at first appear. A faraway look appears in her eyes. Maria is demanding blood. Her whispers are growing ever more insistent, becoming overwhelming, muddling my thoughts, stopping me from thinking about anything else. We need to help her, Gimpy, and I know how. In the 10,000th lights there is a special service. It is only offered to those who already know of its existence. Deep below the brothel there's a place where there are no limits, do you understand? She wets her dry lips. What's more, the service entails making a pleasure slave of the person your heart desires above all others. I would like to seize this opportunity. All we do here is fight and kill. Isn't that enough blood for Maria already? You're very well informed about the brothel secrets. How did you learn about them? Death. She sighs and begins to explain, like she's explaining a simple truth to a child. To feed Maria blood, I must perform a particular ritual. Select a victim, cut him open from neck to navel, and wait for the life to leave his body. Then I lower Maria's amulet into the still warm flesh, and then I take a piece of that flesh inside myself, and you already know how it works. You allowed me to feed Maria and Dresden, so why stop now? We're not even in your lands any longer. What difference does the death of one unknown pleasure slave make, and when the fate of all of Galarian might depend on that death? Hold on. Shouldn't Maria be the one selected victim? In the brothel, she'll just have to accept whoever we're given. And anyway, why does a spirit from Galarian need the blood of someone in the Abyss? Her answer does not come immediately. You see, the Abyss has completely addled my little Maria's mind. Now she simply craves blood, any blood, from whatever source, even from someone not of Galarian. Brothel promises to turn the slave into whomever we wish. We shall do this and offer Maria choice. You're very well informed for brothel secrets. How do you learn about them? Let's just say I made inquiries. Alright, I'll go with you to the 10,000 invites. Her mouth broadens into a happy smile. Oh, my friend, I'm ever so pleased to hear that. I knew I could rely on you. Okay, who else do I need to talk to? Aru, I think. Does me running around as a demon freak you out? Ursula's shoulders are stooped, staring at the floor. She hands you a scented letter and whispers, "Take a look." The one who sent me this letter. I hoped I would never hear from him again, but it was inevitable. He found out that I was in the city. Of course he did. And now, Desna help me. The thought of seeing him again terrifies me, but this is simply part of my journey, isn't it? I can't just run away from the sins of my past. I have to at least try and make amends. And if I can't, then I must ask for forgiveness. Who is this D? Damaccio. Do you remember the shadow from my nightmares? That's him. I used to consider him my crowning achievement, but now I'm ashamed to remember him at all. He was an Azada once, a true hero, a knight and a poet, a defender of the weak, the pride of Elysium, and I corrupted him. I made him fall in love with me. I broke his heart. I made him commit foul crimes I cannot even describe, and when he became indistinguishable from a demon, I left him in the abyss. And now he wants to see me again. I'm frightened and ashamed. Venomous butterfly. I've heard those words before in your dreams. That is what my nightmare calls me. My most horrific disgrace. There was a time when that name suited me perfectly. I poisoned so many souls. I ruined so many beautiful creatures. But mortal and not. It's like if it shakes her head forlornly. Almost all of them are dead now, but this nightmare of mine is still alive, and that means there is still hope of saving him. Go and accept the invitation. I don't want to. You have no idea how afraid I am. What will I say? How will I look him in the eye after everything I've done to him? But I feel I must do this. I must see him. I must tell him that a fall like this is not a death sentence. There is a way back. And if he won't listen to me, she looks down once again. I'll simply ask for forgiveness. What do you want from me? Please, she gasps as if she's deprived of air. Please, let's go there together. I must see him again, face to face. I must try to save him from the abyss. I doubt it's possible. I know how much I've corrupted him, but I must try. Nevertheless, I must, and yet I can't do it on my own. Succubus sobs and buries her face in her hands. She'll be fine. Okay, so Blood Whispers. That's Wenduag. That's Cammy. That's Rochelet.
Come on, you
That's
pansy.
Ember.
It's that
Get
time
back in
again.
there and fight.
Drink some water to keep that brain moist.
Here, that's right, we're supposed to go back to the... Not the bar, the whatever... kind of bar. Okay, so we need to rest for a little bit to get rid of this demon thing. Oh, look, the slaves are here.
Chalet, you always used to be so sad, but now there's happiness within you. It's like you're carrying a little candle.
You're right. I hope I don't lose this tiny flame. I hope I can keep it from going out.
Or you could just extinguish it. That was 9 hours. Uh-oh. Socia, listen, the cleric speaks quietly yet with unusual resolve. I found out that there's a slave trader at the local market, a demon in a black mask. I might be grasping at straws here, but what if he's the same demon that kidnapped Trevor? Let's go there and ask him some questions. What are you talking about? You remember the soldiers who fought for the Hell Knights? They told me of a demon in a black mask, the one who took the Trevor. They thought the monster just killed him, but we know there's a slave trade here. What if the demons brought my brother down here to sell him? What are you going to do? I don't know. Right now I only have this unreliable lead and lots of unreasonable high hopes. If this demon really is the one I'm looking for, if he still remembers who fought Trevor is still alive, let's start with a simple conversation. We'll listen to what the demon has to say, then decide what to do next. Make sure you still want to find Trevor. You may not like what you discover. Looks down. I've long accepted that whatever happened to Trevor couldn't have been good. I still want to know his fate. If he's in prison, I'll set him free. If he's dead, I will at least be able to pray for his soul's peaceful rest. So I'll see what I can do. Thank you. So how much longer on the stupid demon farm? "14 hours. We have 14 hours to kill. Potions. Alushinyrra ones. Found 2 of those.
You know, you could at least try to look like you give a damn about anyone but yourself.
Do my ears deceive me? Is a paladin of Iomade encouraging me to lie?
Yes, she is. Okay, how many hours was it to be done? Gimpy is no longer a demon. Yeah. Sorry, no longer looks like a demon that he isn't. How about that? Now we have to put that belt on him that we bought a while back. 6 strength. Grants a 15-foot aura that makes all enemies in range suffer a -2 penalty to will saving throws, so yes. Strength 4, so scouts wearing the lizard tail. Dexterity 4 for Lou. That's an armor class thing. Bob. Strength and dexterity. How about just strength? Strength 4, Constitution 2, Constitution 4, and physical perfection. Strength for Bob. That's right, dogs can wear the bracers too. It's not gonna matter though, is it? He's got no buffs on. That's okay. And we have this in alignment with the deal damage instead. Addition, these class go work +1 as bonus on attack and damage rolls. Okay. What's the AC? Oh, okay, that'll work. More AC. No? Ah. Just can't be equipped by this character because of reasons. Fire. Oh. My amulet of fists. Everybody's got. Yeah, I got 4. Go Bob. Oh, weakening torture.
Come on, you
Learn
pansy.
that.
Get back in there and fight.
What had a scout wearing? There's a scout. Tell wisdom 2. Torture. As a hit with a melee weapon. Now, does that include claws? Yeah, good enough. Okay, so stuff to do. Prisoner of the Abyss. So that's the Black Mask stuff. Fearless Flirt. Let's go see what that guy does. I don't remember if we did that before or not.
Move out.
Crazy guy walking up to demons asking if they want to go out on a date. Do I bring anybody along right now? Do the flirt thing and then could do Cammy's thing. That's not a combat one. Have to level up though. Bad Luck Tavern first. Boss fight.
Tully, did you hear that? There is a boss fight starting. That's right. I said Tully. Unlike Gimpy, I know the difference between Tubby and Tully.
This guy. More commoner. Back here. Up there. He's supposed to be back here? Ah, there he is. Giacott. Young man sifts through the pile of papers scattered across the table in front of him. He jots down notes excitedly, pausing occasionally to take a sip on the nondescript liquid in his mug. As you approach, he looks up from his work and gives you a cheerful smile. Hello, my name is Giacott. I'm a wandering bard, researcher and scientist. I study both the natural and the unnatural. How can I be of assistance? Who are you? What do you mean? I just told you. Perhaps I was speaking too quietly. Just a moment. He puts a gloved puppet jargon in his hand and ventriloquizes in a deep, booming voice. Giacott, a wandering bard. I'm famous from 3 planes and banned on 4. If you want an autograph, get in line. Why do you have a dragon puppet? Ah, this young man holds up his crudely sewn glove puppet. The dragon glares at you with its button eyes. This is for my performances and everyday use too. It's always useful to have a dragon in your pocket. What are you writing? Oh, I'm compiling my notes into a book. It will cause a sensation once it's published. I've been on so many horrible dates, but horrible dates make for great stories. Young man shakes his notebook triumphantly. I documented them all here. I dated all kinds of demons, from the whatever and the Dresches to Glabrizus and Baylors. I'm publishing a complete guide to dating in the abyss. Just you wait. My book will be the subject of conversation on every plane. Oh, and Locust killed everybody. Let me get through this first. Dates with demons. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't do this because I was desperate for dating partners. I've been conducting research for my book. Can I look through the notes? Of course. Good luck trying to read my handwriting, though. Haha. He hands you the notebook. He holds up his glove puppet dragon and ventriloquizes in a deep voice. Rejoice, puny mortal. You're about to read the first draft of my future interplanar bestseller. It's easy to decipher the bard's handwriting, but you quickly realize that his notes are long, rambling discourses about all sorts of strange topics, from advice on how to take an blah to an art. How to take an to an art exhibition, to practical suggestions for proper rubbing a vacuous snout. He also recommends that you take boomerangs to restaurants with spicy cuisine and omoxes to mud spa resorts. It is certainly an unusual collection of romantic hints and tips. So what do you think? Brilliant, right? The young man beams at you. There's only one problem. I'm not very good at titles. A complete guide to dating in the abyss? That sounds too boring. An excellent guide? No, that's not good either. Oh, I just can't come up with anything good. Do you have any ideas? The titles sound authoritative. Something like Dates with Demons, an unabridged, unbridled, and untamed guide to dating in the abyss. And guide on how you got yourself killed. I don't know how you've avoided being eaten alive, but anyone who follows your advice will be devoured in a heartbeat. Your guide is crap. It's a bunch of idiotic nonsense. Look over number 1. Oh, the young man is clearly impressed. He writes down your idea in his notebook. That's perfect. With a title like this, my book will sell like hotcakes. Thank you. But I must reward you for your help. What can I give you? Oh, I've got an idea. He rummages through the contents of his bags for a moment and then pulls out a multicolored shirt. I don't wear things like this anymore. I recently changed my style, but it's enchanted with some helpful spells. Take it. It might be useful. And after my book is published, feel free to come back for an autograph. The book smiles at you and returns to his work. Happy Traveler shirt. Yeah, I've never done this before. Anyway, Locust that loves to get one shot. That is for, let's see, boss fight bingo. So
Tubby, did you hear that?
Nope.
There is a boss fight starting.
Nope.
I heard the squirrel is looking for you.
No. That's a lie. That is a lie. Anyway, Locust loves to get one shot is now on the board at number 7. Number 7 for the Locust. I'm talking too much today. Oh, shit, I didn't take my 4 o'clock break. Let me do that real quick. Oh, that's right, Veronica. We had a little technical issue earlier, so Veronica had to be reset, and she's running about 30 minutes late. So, anyway, I'm going to be back in a few minutes. I need to get up, stretch my legs, fill my glass, because I am out of water. Just used the last of it. So, I'll be back shortly. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the dog video.